Few shows have as many great characters as Game of Thrones. Viewers enjoyed following through great characters. Surprising characters that have gone through huge changes across the series' 7 seasons, such as Sansa Stark, who went from annoying teenager to battle-worn ruler of Winterfell. Other viewers' interests were caught by eye-catching characters who have established themselves as some of the best villains to have ever been depicted on screen, like the twisted King Joffrey Baratheon, who is arguably the best example for that role. Indeed, the characters that are the focal point of the story managed to make noise throughout the series, but let us not forget that these characters won't be as awesome without the support of some interesting characters. And the story of Game of Thrones will not be interesting without these amazing creatures that give life to the story and bring us to another world. So we decided to make a list focusing on the interesting and quite fascinating mythical creatures throughout the series. Here is our Game of Thrones Mythical Creatures fan guide. Before we start, if you guys find this video interesting, please let us know by smashing the like button. And if you enjoyed the contents on our video playlist and want to see more, just click subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get the latest update. Without keeping you waiting, let's discover the mythical creatures and special humans that brought fans to the world of Game of Thrones. Wargs. Wargs are people with the ability to see through the eyes of animals and to control their actions. On very rare occasions, it is possible to warg into other humans, although this act often has tragic consequences, as in the heart-rending case of Bran Stark and Hodor. If a warg's human body dies when he is occupying an animal, as was the case of Arel, the wildling killed by Jon Snow in the Season 3 episode The Rains of Castamere, his consciousness can live on in that animal, although he will soon forget what it was to be human. Notable wargs include the aforementioned Arel, who warged into an eagle after his death at the hands of Jon Snow, Bran Stark, who is capable of warging into both humans and animals, and the three-eyed raven, who preferred the use of his eponymous three-eyed bird. Greenseers. Greenseers are magical beings with the ability to look into the present and future through prophetic dreams, known as green dreams. They are usually found among the children of the forest and humans, and are known to have very powerful magic. They seem to have an affinity for weirwood trees. The most powerful Greenseer known as the three-eyed raven, known to live in a weirwood tree north of the wall. He is gifted with the power to see the present, future, and past. The three-eyed raven monitors and oftentimes influences events happening in Westeros. He is served by the children of the forest and uses a three-eyed raven to spy on the subjects of his interest, hence his name. Notable Greenseers include Brynden, was executed by the Night King, the three-eyed raven, Bran Stark, and our dearly departed Jojen Reed. Witches. Witches are a group of women in Westeros with the ability to command different forms of magic. Some, like Melisandre, are able to raise the dead, create shadow demons, and prolong their lives through the aid of magic talismans. Others, like Maggie the Woods Witch, can foretell the future. Even more, like Murray Maz-Duur, the witch who felled Khal Drogo, can wield blood magic and use it to exact vengeance on their enemies. Which is not necessarily a proper classification, as it encompasses a wide range of women with different magical abilities. Red Priests. The Red Priests are clergymen and women in the service of the fire god R'hllor, the Lord of Light. Through their faith, they are able to access many supernatural powers, including fire magic, resurrection, foresight, and glamours, the ability to change appearances. The Red Priests believe that the Lord of Light will send them a warrior known as the Prince that was promised to combat the darkness accompanying the imminent winter. While there are several theories about who exactly that prince will be, here's our favorite. Giants. Giants are a race of gigantic humanoid beings that live in the cold regions north of the wall. Easily topping 20 feet, giants are enormously strong and speak an old language known as Magnok. said to have less intelligence than humans. Giants were reputedly forced by Bran the Builder. Children of the Forest. The original inhabitants of Westeros, the Children of the Forest, are a race of elf-like beings that dwell deep in forests and caves. They are very attuned to nature and worship the old gods of the forest. Though they have no formal buildings or shrines, they usually center their worship around weirwood trees, the distinctive red-leaf trees like the one in the Godswood at Winterfell. Generally considered extinct, as they have not been seen in 6,000 years, the Children of the Forest are masters of hiding. A recent group lived with the three-eyed raven beyond the wall until they were destroyed by whites. It is not currently known whether they are now truly extinct. In the Door episode, it is shown that the Children of the Forest created White Walkers. White Walkers. The White Walkers, or others, are a tall race of humanoid creatures with glowing blue eyes, enormous strength, and the ability to freeze anything into solid ice. They are led by the Night King, a once human man who was turned into the first White Walker by the Children of the Forest. White Walkers reside in the frozen lands north of the Wall and have not been seen in the Seven Kingdoms for over 8,000 years. As a result, they are considered extinct, although a few people, like Jon Snow and Samwell Tarly, know otherwise. It is thought that they will invade the Seven Kingdoms when the long night falls. White Walkers are only vulnerable to fire, dragonglass, and Valyrian steel, and can create armies of undead whites to do their bidding. Whites. Whites are reanimated corpses used by White Walkers to do their bidding. They can be either human or animal. White Walkers are particularly fond of horse whites and do not decay once they have been created. Usually recently deceased, whites have very little in the way of intelligence and only do as the White Walkers command. Much like their creators, whites have milky blue eyes. Since they are already dead, whites are impossible to injure and very difficult to kill. They can only be destroyed by fire, which is why the free folk burn corpses, so they do not resurrect as whites. It is unknown whether whites are actually sentient. Direwolves. Although not a mythical creature, strictly speaking, Direwolves hold a place of high regard among northern Westerosi and are the sigil of House Stark. Said to be highly intelligent, adult Direwolves are the size of small horses and can be very loyal if raised by humans, as is the case of the Direwolves adopted by the Stark children. While they are majestic creatures, Direwolves are also dangerous and can easily rip a man to shreds. Direwolves are an endangered species in Westeros and are not often seen south of the Wall. Dragons. The largest and most dangerous of the mythical creatures, dragons are gigantic winged reptiles with the ability to breathe fire. Once thought to be completely extinct, 3 members of the species, Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion, were hatched when Queen Daenerys Targaryen took their eggs with her into the funeral pyre of her beloved husband Khal Drogo. Since then, the dragons have grown into the ultimate weapons of war, conquering entire cities and destroying fleets of ships with ease. Since they can only be ridden by great heroes, we wonder who will ride them in the coming battles. Game of Thrones made a huge impact on audiences and fans as it brought them to a new world. Although the world itself is quite chaotic with all the betrayal and power-hungry murderers, it is still commendable in terms of creativity and an astonishing new way to view the reality of society itself. Did you guys enjoy our mythical creature tour? Who's your favorite character from Game of Thrones? If you are going to be a mythical creature, what would be your special power? Please shout it out down in the comments and let us know why. And also, if you want to give your family a surprise gift for any special occasion, you can always check out our website and look for creative and adorable gifts. This has been Music Chests, your GOT tour guide signing out.